So, today we're going to dive into a really powerful idea, one that helps us bridge the gap between our own inner world and, well, the worlds that are hidden inside of everyone else around us. It's almost like a key to unlocking deeper, more real connections with the people in our lives.
You know that feeling, right? You're talking to someone, a friend, a family member, anyone, and it just feels like you're on completely different planets. It's this really common and, let's be honest, sometimes frustrating feeling of disconnection.
We even have a phrase for it, don't we? We say things like, oh, they just live in their own world. And when we say that, what we're really doing is acknowledging a barrier, a door that seems completely shut between their reality and ours. But what's so fascinating is that this very modern feeling of being separate is at the absolute heart of a truly ancient story. So let's take a trip back in time and look at a powerful parable from the Lotus Sutra. Okay, so picture this. Śākyamuni, that's the historical Buddha, is teaching a huge crowd of people. And then, bam, out of nowhere, this massive, beautifully decorated tower just erupts from the ground right in front of everyone. Nobody has any idea where it came from or what it's for.
And if that wasn't strange enough, a voice then booms from inside the sealed tower. It's the voice of a Buddha from the super distant past, a Buddha named Many Treasures. And he's there to confirm that what Śākyamuni is teaching is the absolute truth. As you can imagine, the crowd is just stunned. They're desperate to see inside.
But it's not quite that simple. To open the door, there is a condition. Śākyamuni can't just pry it open. He first has to send out this universal call to summon all of his replicas, basically all the other Buddhas who are teaching across all the countless worlds in the universe. Only when they've all gathered together in this one spot, only then can the door finally be opened. Now this brings us to a really crucial point. To get what's really going on in this story, we need to understand a core concept, Buddha nature.
So what's happening here? Is Śākyamuni literally making some kind of cosmic phone call to all the other Buddhas? Well, not exactly. This act of summoning is actually a really powerful metaphor. It's about a deep shift in how we see things, learning to see something that's already there.
Buddha nature is this beautiful idea that every single living being, I'm talking you, me, your neighbor, your boss, everyone, has this built-in, brilliant potential for wisdom, for compassion, for awakening. It's this universal quality, this shared foundation that connects us all, whether we realize it or not. And this really lays out the two ways we can see everything. On one hand, we can feel stuck in our own private bubble, right? Feeling isolated and limited. But on the other hand, we can recognize our Buddha nature, our deep connection to a universal, shared potential. So, how do we actually do this? How do we take this ancient parable and use it to start opening some of the doors in our own lives? This right here is what summoning the Buddhas really means in practice. The whole process starts with you. First, you have to see your own potential, your own Buddha nature. Then, once you get that, you actively look for that same brilliant potential in the other person. It's really an act of deep empathy, choosing to see the best in them, to look for their wisdom and their compassion. And that very act of recognition, that is what summons their potential. It forges a connection that finally lets you open the door to their world. So here's the big insight. That feeling of they live in their own worlds, it's actually true. Every single person is a unique world. The story isn't telling us to break down those worlds, but to find the key that opens the door. And that key is just recognizing our shared brilliant potential. So why bother? Why go through all this effort? What's the real reward for making this kind of mental shift and trying to see other people in this new light? Well, the story tells us that the reward is finding treasures we can barely imagine. Think about it. Inside the world of another person, their experiences, their wisdom, their unique way of seeing things, there are riches we could never, ever discover on our own. When we connect on this deeper level, we enrich our own lives in ways we never even expected. So that leaves us with one final question to think about. Who are the people in your life? The ones who feel like they're living in their own totally separate world. What do you think might happen if you made the choice to try and summon the Buddha within them? What incredible treasures are just waiting for you right now, just behind those doors?